Hello everyone, welcome to Code Stack Simplify, where I explain things in a simpler way. Today, we are kicking off our Ruby tutorial series. In this video, I will walk you through what Ruby is and why developers use it. I will help you get started with your first Ruby code. I'm genuinely excited to take you through the features and functionality of this amazing language. I started building Ruby apps well over a decade ago, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Why? Because of its simplicity. Ruby has clean, human friendly syntax, an incredibly active community, and a powerful web framework called Ruby on Rails. So, what is Ruby? Ruby is a high level dynamic programming language which is open source. That means it's completely free to use. And the best part of Ruby is that it's super readable. To me, it almost feels like writing in plain English. That means you spend less time worrying about syntax and more time actually building features. Now, if you are planning to build web applications, you will need a web framework. And we will get into that later in this course. Just know that Ruby is not like JavaScript or PHP where you can run it directly in the browser. Instead, it runs on the backend. And to build web applications, you will have to use Ruby frameworks. Let me show you some popular frameworks for Ruby. So there is one called Padrino, there's another called Sinatra, and of course the most famous one is Ruby on Rails. They have different purpose. Ultimately, you will be building Rails web applications, but it depends what kind of applications you are building, whether it is just the API or it is monolith application which has front end, back end, everything at once. So based on your requirements, you will be choosing these frameworks which is best suited for your application. But in general, most people use Ruby on Rails because it has lots of features. It's a complete package. So most people just go with Rails. Now let's look at a few well-known applications that were built using Ruby on Rails. So there is an application called Hulu. It's one of the largest video streaming platform in the world. There is another called Twitch, a massive platform for game streaming, originally built with Rails. There is another called Lumosity, a major brand training and learning platform, right? Yeah. There is another called Bloomberg. Bloomberg business usage Ruby to handle financial data and articles. And of course, Twitter, now X. Yes, Twitter was originally built using Ruby on Rails and is scaled to support hundreds of millions of users. So you can imagine how powerful it is. Now that you know that what Ruby is and what it can be used for, Let's get started with the installation process and writing our first Ruby script. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. I will try to respond as soon as possible. Let's dive in the next video.